Welcome to another math video. Now, in our previous video, we derived the Pythagoras Theorem formula. And in this video, we will be using the Pythagoras Theorem to solve some problems. Keep watching. So here we have our first problem. It says that we should calculate the length of the unknown side of the right angled triangle. So let's just do this recap. So we know that the Pythagoras theorem only works for right angled triangle, and it is used to find a missing side. So either the hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the right angled triangle, or one of the shorter side. In this case, so the hypotenuse is the unknown side, so that is the side that we want to find. Hypotenuse, it is equal to the square root of the sum of the two shortest sides squared. So let's go ahead and find what the hypotenuse is. So C is equal to the square root of 8 square plus 6 square. And we could have interchange both values. It does not matter. So let's go ahead and simplify this. So 8 square is 64, and the 6 square is 36. And when we add both of those together, we will get 100. So C is equal to the square root of 100, and the square root of 100 is equal to 10. Therefore, C is equal to 10. Or the hypotenuse is equal to 10. Let's move to our second example. It says to calculate the length of the unknown side. So in this case, we're given the hypotenuse, which is 17 centimeters, and we're given one of the shorter sides. So from the previous video, we know that we would just need to rearrange the formula. So we know that the hypotenuse is equal to the square root of the sum of the two shorter sides. So it just requires us to do some rearranging. So let's say that A is the missing side. So A would be equal to the square root of C squared, which is the hypotenuse square, minus the shorter side squared. So let's go ahead. H is equal to the square root of the hypotenuse is 17, so 17 squared, minus the short side, which is 8 squared. We're going to go ahead and do our simplification. So 17 squared is equal to 289, and 8 squared is equal to 64. When we subtract 64 from 289, we get 225. So the square root of 225 is equal to 15. Therefore, H is equal to 15. And don't forget to put your units, so 15 centimeters. Our third example, so we have an exam type question. So looking at this question, so the first thing that might come to your mind is, how do I solve this? This cannot be solved. I cannot find what is H. But you just need to look a little deeper. So we know that the perpendicular height, will form 90-degree angles. And if we look at this right here, we see that we actually have two triangles. So two right-angled triangles. So we're just going to focus on one of these triangles. So we're going to focus on the triangle to the right. So we know that this is a 90-degree, therefore this is our, the 8 centimeters is our hypotenuse. And we want the length of the shorter side. So we're only given the length of BC. So we know that when a perpendicular bisector cuts a line segment into two equal parts. So if this line segment BC is 5 centimeters, then we know that each side of the perpendicular bisector is equal to half of the 5 centimeters. So this is 2.5 centimeters over here, and this is 2.5. So knowing the measurement of two of the sides, we can go ahead and find the other short side, which is our perpendicular height h. So seeing that we have the hypotenuse on one short side, then we're going to need to use the formula. So h is equal to the square root of the hypotenuse, which is 8 square, minus the short side, which is 2.5 square. We're going to go ahead and simplify. So 8 squared is 64, and 2.5 squared will give us 6.25. Go ahead and simplify some more. So when we take away 6.25 from 64, we will get 57.75. And when we find the square root of 57.75, we're going to get a long decimal. So 7.5993420077. And we're just going to round this to one decimal place. So it would be 7.6 centimeters. And we just write that there. So to 1 dp. Our final question for today is this one right here. So it says, what is the length of the diagonal? So we see we're given a quadrilateral, and we see that we get two right angle triangles from this quadrilateral. Let's focus right here. So we're given the two shortest sides, which are 30 and 40 yards. And based on the diagram, we know that the diagonal, or x, would be the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse, in this case, it is x is equal to the square root of the two shortest sides squared. So 40 squared plus 30 squared. We're going to go ahead and simplify. So 40 squared will give us 1,600, and 30 squared will give us 900. So the sum of the 1,600 and the 900 will give us 2,500. And when we find the square root of 2,500, we get 50. Therefore, our diagonal, or our hypotenuse, is equal to 50 yards. So always remember to write your units. That pretty much is finding the unknown length using the Pythagoras theorem. So remember, it has to be a right angled triangle, and based on the length that you want to find, you just need to rearrange the formula. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more educational content. I'm out.